सब तो आज हम बनाने calculator using HTML CSS and JavaScript. So let's begin. I'll make a new folder on my desktop. I'll write c dot file and I'll right click on it and I'll show more options. I'll open it with VS Code. So VS Code, I had opened it in VS Code and I'll make a new file named index.html. So I'll make a new file .html and I'll create it. So at first I'll write my boilerplate code, and for writing the CSS I mean the styling, so I'll add a new file style.css and I'll link it in my HTML file. After this title I'll link and I'll add style.css. Okay, so I'll write here in the body. So now I'll open any of my browser to see the basic diagram of a calculator. I'll search calculator. So I will go to this. Okay, so here this is a basic diagram and basic template of a calculator. So वही हम बनाने वाले हैं यहाँ पे. So at first I'll make a container, I mean a box where all the elements will be placed. So at first for checking this side or my go live button, I will add an h1 tag where I'll write welcome to my calculator. And I'll go live. And here you can see on this welcome to my calculator is visible. So I'll minimize the screen and I'll make a new box. And I'll add it Control C, Control V, and in the box I'll make a new ID that will be a button, that will be a row, and under the row I'll make a button having a class btn, and that will be written these words 789 and divided. So at 7 and I'll control D it. Control D 1 2 3 4 7 8 9 and 7 8 9 and divide. So I'll now copy this, Control C, and paste it. 1 2 3. So now you can see this is my button. I know that there is no styling. I am writing only the HTML tags here. So at first I'll change the buttons 7 8 9, now 4 5 6 and multiplication. So I'll write here 4, 5 6 and multiplication for using multiplication I am using asterisk. I'll say also why I'm using asterisk here without using the x, giving more like on multiplication. So 1 2 3 and minus. Okay, so 1 3 and minus. After that there is 0 point plus equal to. So here I am 0 point plus and equal to. So here you can see the basic picture or the basic site. So now I'll give it a little bit of styling. So I'll add for this box. Okay, for this box I'll do one thing. I'll give it a height like 500 pixel, and I'll give a width like 300 pixel. And I will now control S, and here you can see that this, I'll inspect it, and here you can see that is 300 into 500. Okay, so now I'll do with this rows, because I want that these buttons and these total I mean the total scenario will come in the center of my screen, and also that will be responsive according to every devices. Okay, so for proceeding that, I'll do one thing. I'll do dot row, I mean for using the row class, I'll give a display flex. So this, by giving the display flex, that is the most easiest way to align the objects or align the contents in the center of the of your screen or of any div, and that is most interesting also. So I'll justify content center. So here you can see that div, so there is a point, this even see that this digital numericals pattern that had came into the highlighted div, but I want that this highlighted div gonna come in my center. So for being proceeding that, I'll do one thing. I'll also write text align center, sorry, text align center, and I'll write align item center, align items center. No issues that you gonna be seen here, तो तुम यहाँ पे नहीं देख सकते हो. So now I'll do one thing. I'll do my body tag. So our first motive while we're making something inside of another div, so I'll make this entire div, I mean the body tag, a flex, and I'll align the contents center. So I'll do this body tag display flex, and I will do justify content center. So here you can see everything has come inside, I'm in the center of the div. Now I'll do for the button. These buttons are too small to being visible. So I'll make these boxes, I mean buttons, a little bit visible or a little bit, big. So for I'll use button, and I'll give a padding. At first I'll give a padding like 20 pixel, 20 pixel, 20 pixel. Now, yeah, these are a little bit bigger. So I want that there should be a gap in between of two digits. So there should be a gap. So for that, at first I'll give a certain height and width. So I'll give an height like 20 pixel, 20 pixel, width 20 pixel. So I think that, yep, that's a cool. Now I'll give a margin 5 pixel from the top and 5 pixel from the left, right. So now, yep, that's a cool. That's a cool literally. Now I'll do the border radius. I'll make it little bit roundy. So I'll write border radius. I'll do a little bit 13 pixel. Yep, that's a cool. And I'll make my cursor pointer. Why? Before writing this, I'll commenting it out. So you can see it properly that while I am moving my cursor, moving my mouse on side on the buttons, that time only this, I mean this arrow is visible. But when I do cursor pointer, then you can see when I moving my cursor outside of that box, then that arrow is visible. But when I'm making it inside of that box, then hand is visible. So that's the difference. Okay. So now one thing I'll make here, where is the bar? So here should be a bar where the digits that way I would input that gonna be visible. So I'll make an input inside that being a name of dot input. I mean there will be a row. Obviously there should be a row. Underneath that I will make an input and the class that gonna be input and the type gonna be text. Okay. So this is visible. So I'll want to give it a certain height and width. So at first I'll go to my style.css and here you can see that and inside the row tag there are input tags. So I'll write here dot row input. So inside the row tag, how many input are there? There are only one input. So for that input, this styling gonna be happened. So I'll give a certain height. At first I'll give a limited height like 40 pixel. I don't know that gonna be good or bad. And I'll give an width like 200 pixel. Okay, so let's see how is it. So it's cool, but I want the, okay, that's cool. That's cool. There is no issue. Now I'll give a border radius. I want, and I'll give. I don't want to make it too roundy. I'll make it a little bit like 9 pixel. I think that's good. I don't know. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Now I'll go to the. So okay. So one thing that I want to give this a certain, certain font. So I'll give. So I'll go Google Fonts and I'll select any fonts and I'll show you how to select fonts and how to apply it in your website. So uh, this is good. So let's open it. This is Ubuntu. So I'll select according to the width. So this is good. So here you can see there is a link and there is an import. So I'll go to import and I'll copy what is inside the style tag. Control C and I will add it here. And for I will go to view command palette toggle word wrap. Okay, that's good. Control S. So now I'll add this font family where I'd written the h1 tag. Maybe that had been written in the box. Yep, here. I don't think that is in the box. So let's go to, okay, that's inside the box, but that's inside the box. Okay, inside the box. So let's see. Yep, that's a changed. That's a changed. So now I'll add a background image inside these div. So I'll go to unsplash and I'll search nature, an image. And here you can see there are so many free images. I'll download any of it. So this look cool, and that has been downloaded here. So let's wait for downloading. So the 4.2 MB image. Okay, it has been downloaded, and I'll open it in the desktop. I'll open it, this file in my desktop. That's the easiest way. So yeah, I'll fetch it in my C file, and here you can see this image. This image is not going to be visible here. Oh, this is visible here. So yeah, I'll do inside this box. Okay, so I'll given the box a certain height and width. Okay, so I'll add a background image. Background image. Here use URL. Enter. Underneath the bracket there will be a single inverted comma. Sorry, there should be V. Okay, I'll enter the image. Control S, and you can see this image. So the first thing, that image is not visible properly. So for what I'll do, background size property. Background size property, and I'll do here cover. Control S, and you can see the images is looking too good. Too good. Now I am going to the script zone where I will write the JavaScript. So I will add in my index.html here. I'll add a script.src, script.js. Okay, and I'll write here script.js. Okay, so at first I'll write console.log, and I'll go to my console. Okay, I'll not save it. Control S. So the problem. Okay, the problem is basically I have written here the script.js before. So I'll add script. I don't know. Okay, Control S. Now Control S. Here you can see hello code is visible. Okay, so that's a manipulating problem for reloading this machine. Okay, so at first I'll do what? I'll make a string. So my concept is what? Okay, so my concept is at first I'll do this every button while I'll input this, that will be visible here. While I'll tap on 8, the 8 gonna be visible here. Okay, so first thing is this. So I'll make every button clickable, and I will make this input tag that gonna be inputted only by clicking on this bar that is on the display. Okay, so I'll do here in my script tag I'll enter a empty string. Let string equals to, I'll make an empty string. Okay, after that I'll make an arrow for inputting of every button that gonna be visible. So let button equals to document dot, while I'll make every document dot, I'll not write here get element by id, I'll make here a query selector. I'll make here query selector all. So I'll make every button visible. So here I will write dot button. I don't know what the class I had given to every button. So every button is a class given by dot button. So dot. Okay, now I'll face the buttons as an array. So I'll array dot from, inside the from that gonna be buttons. So there should be buttons, there are so many buttons, and I'll apply for each loop, and I will here apply a arrow function named there. Inside of the arrow function there's gonna be a button, and there gonna be an arrow function. Okay, so there would be apply one thing, console.log. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I'll do button dot add event listener, and I'll here apply one thing, click. So if I'll click on any button, they are gonna be run an arrow function, and that arrow functions will they'll be run an arrow function. Control Z. Okay, there will run an arrow function, and that will make console log. Here the gonna be e console log e dot target. Okay, now I'll go to my console. So if I tap on 7, this is visible, and this is the ID for 7. If I tap on 8, if I tap on 8, that time this button is visible. 9, this button, this button. But okay, so now I'll do I'll do the string. There is the string. Okay, so I will make string equal to plus e dot target dot inner HTML, and I will print the string. Document dot get element by ID. Document dot query selector. Sorry, document dot query selector. Not all, query selector. Input. Inside the input value, the input value, that gonna be the string. Now let's check it. So if I tap on 7, 7 is visible. If I tap on 8, 8 is visible. But if I tap on this 8, but when I enter, that not giving me the answer. So let's make it. So if I click on if e dot target, no, inside, not this, sorry, inside this, okay, so I made this. Okay, so now inside if e dot target dot inner HTML, dot target dot inner HTML equal to, if I tap on equal, that time what gonna be visible? The I will write here string. Okay, so this is gonna be right here. Control C inside this. Okay, Control V. So okay, string, that will be eval. That will be eval the string, and that gonna be right here. Document dot query selector. Control C. Okay, let's check it. So if I write 78 divided by 2, and I'll equal. So okay, eval. Okay, so eval, that one will be eval. Okay, so let's now see, equal to undefined So let's seven. Okay. So the problem is basically I have not made here the C button. So let's make a C button. uh, Here I'll make button, control D, control D, a C button. Okay, so now else if, so if and else, that gonna be this. Okay, and if else if e dot target dot inner HTML, that gonna be C. If I tap on C, that time that gonna be what? The string easy logic. That will also be empty, and I'll, sorry, paste it here. Okay, let's see. Okay, it works. So let's 78 into 2 and I'll equal 156. So the calculator is working. Multiplication by multiplication. So I'll write 45.2 divided by 7 equals to, you can see, it's visible. It's working. Okay, so control S, and for giving a little bit styling, क्योंकि I want that this C that gonna be here for giving a good pattern. So I'll control C and I'll make a new class dot row, and I'll make here control V, control S. Now I think this is fixed. Okay, so I have to remove this from here. Okay, so it's looking cool. It's looking cool. So now I want this should be in text align mode. So I'll do here in my styling. You can do everything on the styling. So I'll do text align center. I think now